Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. I want to thank you guys again for tuning in to Up Close and Personal with Angela on behalf of Aspiring Authors Magazine. I'm telling you, I am honored to be back yet again. This opportunity to share yet two more authors with you on this 12 o'clock hour and the 1 o'clock hour. So I want to urge you to share this broadcast with your circle of influence, if you would, please. Um, Start a watch party. Share, share, share. You never know who may need what's going to be shared on today. So I tell you, it's very important that we network. So those that do not know who I am Angela Thomas Smith. I am the founder of AALAC, which is the African American Author Literacy Awareness Campaign, where I truly believe in bringing awareness to brown authors all over this world. I'm also the CEO of Aspiring Authors Magazine, where my desire is to touch on topics that's affecting our brown community that people do not want to talk about. So I want to thank you guys for following me. If you are not following the magazine, please go over and follow, and share the magazine. I tell you, this issue here, October issue, just dropped, and it was amazing. Please go over and check us out. But I'm not going to hold you guys any longer. I want to go ahead and bring up my guest, Miss Ebony GEE. I'm going to bring her up and allow her to share just a little bit about who she is. Welcome, welcome, beautiful.
Hello, how are you?
I am wonderful. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm good. The sun is shining and it's not 30 degrees and with a 60-degree gust, so I'm good.
I know that's right. This weather has been crazy. I tell you, I woke up this morning, I was sneezing, could not stop sneezing, could not stop sneezing. And it's just been one of those days. But I'm thankful. I'm thankful. We're here. I am
Yes.
pleased and I'm honored to have you on today. I want you to share just a little bit about who you are. Who is Miss Ebony GEE?
I am, first of all, I guess I always say who I am is a mom, a wife, and I'm a registered nurse. Sometimes I like to start with the business talk, but I'm like, that's not really who I am. I am a mom, I am a wife, I am a sister, I am a work in progress. So I am just out here trying to just do my best every day. But for my business, like I said, I am a registered nurse. I have worked with dialysis patients for, what's this, 2020? 19 years. And I turned that into a desire and passion to see people improve their kidney health. So that's currently what I'm doing. And how I do that is a little different than most like healthcare people, as in I teach foundational skills of time management, organization, and prioritizing yourself first, and then learning how to structure your schedule so that you can actually fit in the things that are required to keep you healthy and to preserve your wellness.
Wow. Wow. And that's something that a lot of us need. A lot
It's
of
a
us need
struggle.
that. A lot of us need that. And I'm one
Yes.
of them. You know, I've been on this weight loss journey. I've been up and down. I lost a lot of weight and then I got sick. And it seemed like when I got sick, I gained half of the weight that I lost. And I just got frustrated and didn't want to go back out and try. And then I started the walking, and then it just seemed like everything just started going wrong when I started walking. But nevertheless, I'm determined to not be at this weight this time next year. So
Yes.
I definitely I'm gonna be following you because I definitely got to make some changes, and I think this could help with weight loss as well.
Yeah.
I want you to share just a little bit about what inspired you to become a nurse first. I want to talk about, I want people to know who you are first before we get into the books and into, because I like for people to get a feel of who we are so they can
Right.
connect with us and know exactly who we are.
Right. Right. So I've always been a nurturer by my whole life. Like I've always taken care of people, like in our family, the people, the elderly people who get like they didn't go into homes, we as a family always took care of them. But my mother got sick with cancer in 2004, and she passed in 2006, a week after her 50th birthday. And I took care of her for 2 years. And I was already in healthcare, but I was as a technician. But it really made me want to do more and to be able to impact people, and help out more. So I decided to go to nursing school. But then, like around 2009, I worked with some unsavory nurses. I would just say that they were unsavory. And I was like, oh, I don't want to, I don't want to be that way. I don't want to be that kind of nurse where all of a sudden you become a nurse and you feel like, oh, that's tech work. Oh, that's their work. That almost like that's a above beneath me type of thing. I didn't, and from what I saw, that's what I saw. And I'm like, that's not me. Um, so I went in a whole different direction. I majored in financial economics. I just went like total left field. And when I had my son, and just thinking about, when you have kids and you think about things that you want to do for them, your future, and things that you want to, have them do and see. And I was like, well, I don't want to start off entry level in finance because that's where I would be because I was still working in healthcare. So I decided to still go to nursing school, which I did. So nursing school is so super competitive. So I got in on the first try. I was like so blessed and happy about that. So I went on to become a nurse, and but what I told myself was I'm not going to be one of those nurses that were unsavory to me. I'm going to be the type of nurse that that I've had in my life and that I wanted to be, and that's what I did. I was respectful and I honored and I was very gracious to even if I did have a tech, I'm not above wiping the chair down or doing something to help you out. And because of that, it made me very successful as a nurse and as a leader because, they were like, you're willing to get in the trenches with me. And that's really, it was just a very, very empowering experience to that whole process of, starting from, I don't really like that to, but I can decide how I am in the space. I don't have to be that way. I can be different and I can be what I want to see.
That's it. That's it. And I thank you for sharing that because a lot of people they go into fields and they think that they have to go along with what other people are doing because they're new to the field or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And you went in and you said, "No, I'm not settling for this. I'm gonna set my own boundaries and I'm gonna do things my way. I'm gonna set my own standards and set them
Yep.
high so people can have something to reach for."
Yep.
And I applaud you for doing that, especially as a black female,
Thank
because
you.
it's definitely. I know it had to have been hard because I know they probably thought you was. They always say we got attitude.
Yeah.
They always say we bouncy. They always say we
Yeah.
taking over. That's what we get a lot.
Yeah.
Because we want to be leaders. And
Mm-hmm.
like you said, I thank you for sharing that about doing the things that people didn't want to do and doing the things that your tech supposed to be doing or whatever. You did what you had to do as a team. You were a
Right.
true team player because
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't believe that, even though we all have our job titles and our job descriptions and all that, at one time I was that tech,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
or I was that. For me, when I became a store manager, I wasn't always a store manager. I moved up faster than a lot of people, but I started out as a shift leader. With,
Mm-hmm.
Within 2 months, I became assistant manager, and then within 6 months, I was a store manager, one of the youngest store managers at that time with that company.
Mm.
And when I went when I went in, I went in with this mentality of, I gotta go in doing this and setting standards and, setting away because there wasn't a lot of us of color.
Yeah.
And that's what's happening. We don't, there's not a lot of us to represent us. So our kids don't see us doing this, especially the nursing field. That's
Yeah.
one of the fields that we don't see a lot of brown people in. I applaud you and my niece because my niece, she's a traveling nurse.
Oh,
She did.
nice.
She started out. She went to, and her story. I don't want to tell her story because her story. I've been trying to get her to tell her story. Amazing testimony. Amazing testimony. But she ended up going to USC. Got a degree in psychology. Figured that's not what she wanted to do. That's not.
Mm-hmm.
She breezed through that. Didn't want to do that. So she worked at the emergency room. Worked at a jail and went back to school and became a nurse.
Mm-hmm.
And now she's a traveling nurse. She opened up a medical business in Greenville, South Carolina, where she's now able to hire nurses and hire other people to do things. A brown When people hear her story, it just amazes me.
Yeah, I love
So
it.
I know this journey hasn't been easy for you because I know you had to deal with your family while you was doing this because you did have your baby and then you were
Mm-hmm.
married, right? So
Mm-hmm.
you had family life to deal with, plus trying to get this degree. So yeah, I know that was hard. I know that was hard. So how has this journey been for you? Have you had the support of your family?
Oh yes, my husband was very well. I will say through nursing school probably was a little challenging because it was demanding, and like you said, I had a 1 year old, and so I did not work a lot. And although my husband was supportive, sometimes he would be like, "You sure you can't work another day?" I'm like, "Positive," because I'm like, if you in nursing school, if you fail, it's not just a class. Like you only have 2 times to fail anything, period, or and you're out of the program. And I never came in danger of failing, but that's a lot. It's just a lot of pressure, that you, and for someone who like me, who already put a lot of pressure on myself, that's something I'm unlearning now because I'm realizing that throughout my life, the pressure that I put on myself, it adds up. And then when you get older, like I just turned 40, it's like, ooh, your body it does not accommodate that pressure like it used to. You know what I mean? So it's like I have to do some things different, I have to unlearn some things, I have to change some things because it's no longer sustainable, a sustainable way to live right now. But he knew, he understood and he knew that, okay, if I was really saying it, that I must have meant it. Because I'm like, no, because I work some extra days. That could put me 6 months behind, because I can't, take this stuff again until like the next year. So, and I got through, straight. So yeah, I did. I had a lot of support. It was a humbling time, to be in a position where you're doing something to better your family, but you have to step like 10 steps back to get 20 steps forward. That's how I felt, because I had to, bring it back, cut back a lot of what I was doing so that I could get further along. And that itself is a challenge. But yeah, I got through it. Thank God.
So mentally, because in our brown community, we don't like to talk about mental illness, and we just left September and October. You had Suicide Awareness Month in September, then you had Domestic Violence Awareness Month in October. So that's a lot that affects the emotion and the mental state of people. So how did you handle your mental and emotional states during this time?
During that time, so I've always been into mental health, like self-help stuff. My problem was that I never knew how to apply it. So I knew it. I've been reading books since I was 20 because I was always interested in just being better and being a stronger person. I grew up, my father was very, like, I call him mentally abusive. He wasn't physically abusive, but just the verbal and mental was horrible. And I always said when I grew up, like, I will never live in a household like that. I will never perpetrate, things like that. And so I always grew up wanting to know more. But so I knew what to do. I just didn't know how to apply it. It wasn't until I actually got into therapy regularly that, like, and so I felt like it was a waste. Like sometimes I felt like all I learned, all the books that I read was a waste of time. But it really wasn't. I just wasn't applying it correctly. So once I got to therapy, and that cleared some stuff up, then those skills like really kicked in for me. I was like, okay, it wasn't it wasn't a time waste. It was a delayed, not denied type of thing. But during that time, I would say I was okay, but I probably wasn't as good as I would have been had I not, if I would have like sought a therapist before that. But it just, like you said, it just wasn't something that naturally we do. You know what I mean? Like when I was a teenager, I saw a therapist, but that was just because my parents just thought I was like acting out, whatever the case may be. And even I didn't value it, when I was 13. But as I got older, I realized like, yeah, this is definitely something that I feel like all people, and I feel like the people who say they don't need it the most. Like if you don't feel like you need it, oh, you the one who need it the most because you have a lot of, if you can't see, what is obvious is what obviously is there. We all have things, that we can work on and we can be better on and we can deal with better. So so yeah, but it was the I would say a lot of prayer because I wasn't necessarily me getting me through because I really didn't know what to do. I just kind of did what I was led to do, I think.
Wow. Because a lot of people in our brown community, we don't want to talk about things. We don't want to get therapy. We don't want to go out and get the help that we need. I battle with mental illness. I battled depression for years and didn't know what it was. So I didn't. How could I deal with something that I didn't know what I was dealing with? And that's what happened because people don't talk about things, and when you don't talk about things, then you don't know how to deal with them. So I applaud you. I applaud you. Now we want to move to your book because I want people to be blessed. And I think that your book is going to be a blessing to many people. So if you would, do you have your book with you?
I do. Wait a minute. Okay, there we go. That's it.
Let's talk about your book and just share a little bit about your book. And
Well, I told you I worked in dialysis for years. And what I realized was that there's not a lot of resources out, for dialysis patients. And, their way of life is just totally, it's a lot of mental, it's a lot of, physical. There are self-confidence issues because it sometimes changes the way you look. And I just felt like there wasn't a lot of support, realistic support for them. So I decided to publish a dialysis planner. And what that does is it's a yearly planner, but it has things and trackers specific to what a dialysis patient would need, like monthly tracking on blood pressure and weight, which are very important to dialysis patients. It's a space for like notes, because diet is another huge part. Their body does not get rid of, important things like potassium and phosphorus like ours does. So that stuff just stays within them. And if like potassium can kill you, it can kill any of us if it's too high or too low. But dialysis patients are even more susceptible because they just cannot get rid of it. So if they eat a lot of it, they cannot get rid of it. And if it's too low, then they have to put it back. But unless they had like blood work or some kind of physical issues, you wouldn't really know. So I decided to publish that planner because I just felt like once again, I'm like I said before, with the time management, plan, and organization, that's just how I think. And I just felt like when I was working with people in the units, when you were able to sit down with them and kind of help them plan things out and organize things, they tended to do better. You tend to do better when you're prepared and you know what's going on. Like, I'm not going to sit here like oranges are high in potassium. I'm not going to sit here and have a bunch of oranges and orange juice when I know I might go to brunch with my family on Saturday and I might want to, have some then. So it's just that's the planning piece. I'm not going to have it today on Tuesday because I know I'm going to go out and want some on Saturday and I know I can't have it on both days, And they have a lot of restrictions, but I still tell them even in the midst of those restrictions that, it's still a moderation thing. Me and your moderation might be we can have sweets once a week. Your moderation might be once a month, but it's still moderation. It's just a different level of it. So it was just really important to me to put something out that I thought would really help, better not only the lives of them, but of their families, because a lot of times it's your family in that with you. It's not just you, especially if you live with other people. They kind of got to watch what they're cooking and eating because you can't eat it. You know what I mean? So
yeah, and they'll enable you. They will give you stuff and know you're not supposed to have it. So that is a great tool. So yeah, I thank you because when my dad he's passed on, he's gone on to glory now. But when he was battling cancer, there were certain things that he couldn't have. So I would ask his nutritionist, to give me a list of what he couldn't have, so I could make sure that we wouldn't buy it. We wouldn't bring that in the home. So, that's important. So I thank you for that. And then a lot of people, you can apply a lot of these. It's not just dialysis. People that's dealing with different types of illnesses, lupus. They can take those same principles and apply those things. And because there's certain things that you ain't supposed to have.
Yeah.
And so this is a great tool. How can they find that tool? Where can they
They can
find?
find that tool on Amazon if you search the Ultimate Dialysis Planner. But I also added a link. It's on my link tree. Link is yep, well, right on there. If you click on there, you will see the dialysis planner, and you can just click that. It'll take you right to it.
Yeah, I would rather you go to this link right here so you can support the author, and then you can get autograph copy. Right? They can get it autographed if they click on that link. It comes directly from you.
No, it doesn't come directly from me.
It doesn't. Oh, I thought they was getting autograph copy.
No, but if you request it, it can, because I do have copies that I can send.
Okay, where can they
Yeah.
get those copies? Because I like for my followers to get those copies. They can get them from your website.
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna put your website up because
Yep.
I want people to go over to your website and I want them to support you on your website.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you. Yep. Yep. And not just like you said, a bunch of diseases, heart, hypertension, and dialysis and diabetes are the top two causes of kidney failure. And you figure those are two diseases that affects our people the most. You
Yeah.
know, we are disproportionately affected by those two things. And that was another reason why I wanted to do it, is because I know oftentimes we're not taught those things. We're not taught, and food portions and, just traditionally how we just were. That just wasn't a part of something that, I'm not going to say none of us do it, and I'm not going to say it's not a thing, but, especially like our older generations, like that's just not something that they were into. So, that just gets passed down. So we just have to, just be mindful of, our disposition, know our numbers, go to the doctors, have your appointments, get your blood check, get your blood pressure check, do what you need to do, because a lot of times I would see so many, especially young Black males who never even knew they had high blood pressure. And now your kidneys are gone. And you never
And when
even
you
knew
hurt,
you had
when
high
you're in
blood pressure.
pain, when you
Yes,
hurt, you have to go find out why you hurting, why you in pain. You can't
yes,
just hurt because
right.
it's a reason why you're hurting and why you're in
Yes,
pain. So I thank
yes.
you. So how can people follow you, or what social media sites are you on?
I'm on Instagram. You can find me at LWAP Consulting on Instagram. And I am on Facebook at LWAP LLC. And you can also just follow. I'm on both as my name as well. And then you already have my website. I'm on LinkedIn as well too, Ebony GEE.
And if they go over to Linktree, they can find all of those sites, right?
The Instagram is on there. Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And of
Yeah, but
course, you can follow
all
her
of those
right
sites are
here
on my
on
website.
Facebook. Okay.
Yeah, all of those
And
sites
you
are on
can
my
go to the
website though.
website as well.
Yep.
So we want to make sure that you guys go over and follow her. So,
Yeah, and please do, because I have an interesting new book coming out pertaining to time management and wellness that will be out soon. Yeah.
also that's a good one. That's a great one.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Because
the
a lot of people are trying to do the holistic thing. We trying to move away from having to take all these medications. We trying to move to a healthier using the herbs and using the nature.
yeah.
That's what we're trying to move to right now.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's very important. In my book, it's almost, well, it is a journal, and I feel like it's almost like it's a holistic health journal. And what you do with it is there's a space to dump, because I teach a lot about like a dump journal for people who have problems sleeping, or your mind just keeps racing, you need somewhere to put those thoughts. So this will be a journal where you can kind of like start to organize all of that's going on in your mind into what needs to be dumped, what needs to be prioritized, what are your goals, and a parking lot, what might need to be put on hold until you have the capacity to come back to it and actually fulfill it. So yeah, I'm excited about it, because it's a tool, even more so than like a book. It is a tool that you can use every day that just helps keep you on track, keep you centered, and keep you healthy.
Amen. You are definitely a blessing, and I thank you. I want to thank you for coming on today and sharing. I ask everybody, the word for the week is power.
Oh, yes.
What does that word mean to you? What does that word mean to you?
That word to me means like a quiet strength. Power isn't always loud. and it doesn't mean that you are the strongest. You don't have to be the strongest person to be powerful. I think powerful is a sign of a great leader, and someone who really wants to affect change in other people's lives and have that trickle to the world. So that's what power means to me. Power is small steps that equal great rewards.
Amen. Amen. I want to share with you how it was dropped in my spirit. It was dropped in my spirit. When God showed it to me, it was positioned to overcome by being a willing vessel to empower others through sharing and showing my resilience. And not just me. That wasn't just for me. It was for, matter of fact, when he dropped it in my spirit, it was for a young lady that I was talking to right here on Facebook. And we went inside the inbox and I was sharing with her. Didn't know what she was going through. But I tell you, when stuff is revealed to you, we that word, I've been around that word and I never saw that word like that before. You know what I'm saying? And that word has been in my life, but it just let me know that it's something that's from within. It's not something on the outside that people have control over. It's something that from within that you have control over.
Yes, and
That's the
that's
power
powerful.
that was dropped in my spirit.
Yes, that's powerful
And
right there.
even what you said, it lines up with what was given to me. And that's what he's been doing. Everybody that I've asked that has come on this platform is pretty much said the same thing. They may have used different words, but it was pretty much on one accord. So I thank you for coming on today. Before we leave, I always ask the guests to share something to inspire those that are tuned in, because we never know what they're going through. Never know what people are going through. Never know what they're facing. But you never know what you can say that could touch somebody's life.
Right.
So I want you to share something from your heart that you think would inspire someone that may tune in later or someone that's listening right now.
What I will say, and I know me especially. Not that I'm surprised like about the election and just how things are going, but I will say I know for me what I have been finding from last night and this morning is that I have to give grace. I have to not only give grace to myself, but give grace to other people, because I don't think, like you said, you never know what somebody else is going through, and no one quite knows your experience or how it is to be you like you. And even though we see things differently, and it's so many differences with everything, but don't take that to heart. You cannot let that, like you said, external things drown out and drive away what you feel that you need to do on the inside. So no matter what is going on around you with other people in this world, just know that you are worthy, you are enough, and that you can affect change. Because I feel like sometimes in these times you feel helpless and you're like, I just want to do good. I just want to, be good. I just want to. And in these times, tempt you to feel like you can't do that. Well, who are you to think that you can do that? And you just have to, have enough withal on your inside to say, you know what, I can. And I might and process through, go through that feeling, because just to sweep it away, it's not gonna make it go away. Process it, feel it, and use that feeling to fuel you to continue to do what it is that you've been called to do.
I'm sorry. I had muted myself because someone said there was some feedback, so I wanted to make sure that people could hear you. So I was muting myself
Oh, okay.
when you were talking, and I forgot to unmute myself. So that's why you didn't hear me, and I apologize.
Okay.
But I want to thank you for coming on today. You have definitely inspired me. Um, I'm not even amazed anymore, because God is just definitely he's definitely in the midst,
Yes.
and he's definitely moving all over this world, touching his people, and those that are hearing his voice are definitely moving and touching lives. And I want to thank you for all that you're doing, and
No problem. Thank you.
anything that I can do to assist you on your journey as an author, please feel free to reach out to me. Again, I am over AALAC, Aspiring Authors Magazine. We desire to promote brown authors and to assist authors and to touch on topics that's affecting our brown community. And that you talked about kidneys. There's a young lady that's on my platform. She's had two kidney transplants. She does children books and she talks about her kidney disease. She's getting ready to do another book launch. Matter of fact, today, I think, no, 2 days. So Friday is going to be her book launch, and it's called, I think, The Journey Continues. Is what it's called. So I think she's going to be sharing something else with this book launch. So I'm going to be following her. Thank you for all that you're doing. I tell you, you are definitely an inspiration to many. Um, and you never know. I have two family members that just received kidneys over the last 3 years. So I definitely can relate to all that you're doing. So I thank you. I thank you. You know, and I don't take my platform lightly because everybody that's come across this platform and shared their testimony, I tell you, I have not always understood the things that I've been through in my life. But now I understand as people come on my platform and share. Because if I had not gone through those things, I would not be here to be able to have this platform for people to come on and share. And I can relate to everybody that come on here in some way. So I thank God for that. I thank God for you on today. And I speak blessings over you. So I pray you a great
and
rest
anything
of
I can do for you,
yes, ma'am.
send it over. I'm happy to share and do what I can do as well. We got to work together.
Yes, ma'am. Well, we have someone on. He said he's in. It's 6:30 p.m. where he is. I don't know where that is. Oh, there. That's where he is. He said, "Thank us." So they are listening. They are out there and they are listening.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. I don't like to mess up people's names, so that's why I put it up so we can see him. So thank you for tuning in, sir.
Thank you.
We are definitely, but I'm gonna let you go. I thank you. Please, if you're not following the platform, please go and follow the platform and let's stay connected.
Yes.
However I can assist you, I'm here to assist. That's what I do. I thank Jamil again for allowing you guys to come on and share.
Yes. Thank you, Jamel. Love it.
I thank him for just always being there. We've been on this journey for a minute. I've been supporting them before I even thought about a magazine. I've been supporting them for years, and they've been very supportive of my mission and what I've been doing. So I thank them. But I'm gonna move. I'm gonna get out the way. I'm gonna let you go. I thank you so much for coming on today.
No problem.
You have a great evening and a great rest of your week.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in to Up Close and Personal with Angela during the 12 o'clock hour. I tell y'all, this week has truly been amazing. My guests are always informative. They're always inspiring. They're always encouraging. They're always educational. I tell you, they're always following within the mission that I have, and that is to educate, empower, and encourage other people to walk in their purpose. So I thank God for them. If you can, please tune in the 1 o'clock hour. I'll have another guest on sharing. So be blessed.